Hiya, I'm just here to do a quick review of laser eye surgery with Optical Express. I've never done a blog type thing before, so bear with me if I'm a bit rubbish. The only reason I felt the need to do one now was because I was really impressed with the service, and I know before I had mine done, I was a bit nervous, unsure whether to go for it, so I thought maybe I might counter some of the negative opinions online and let you know what it was like for me. I went to the Bournemouth one, had a checkup, and they let me know it was a free checkup. They let me know whether I could have it or not. What they do in there is they put some drops in your eye, and obviously check that your what your prescription is. And once they put the drops in your eye, they let you know whether you can or can't have the surgery. Luckily, I could have the surgery, and it was all right. So I decided to see how much it would be. And my eyes weren't that bad before. I had minus 1.3 in my left eye and minus 2 in my right eye. So it wasn't terrible sight. It was mainly for watching TV and seeing things in the distance. So it didn't cost that much. I had £150 off, which was a voucher that came from a friend. So she gave me that. So in total, it was going to cost £850, which I thought was quite reasonable. I booked the appointment, and they don't actually do the surgery in the Bournemouth store. They do it in the Southampton store. So we went to Southampton next week. They were told us to bring sunglasses with us. So I brought some sunglasses. We turned up, went upstairs, and I spoke to the surgeon. Her name's Mrs. McGraw, and she was really, really good, really helpful and reassuring. She talked to you all the way through everything that was going to happen. Waited around for a little bit more, and then they called me in. I was really nervous. After reading quite a few of opinions online, I was quite worried that it was going to hurt, because a lot of people said it really hurts and stings, but then everyone I'd spoken to that had it said it doesn't, so I was kind of in two minds about it, but I decided to go for it anyway, obviously. And the worst thing about the whole experience was the nerves and what you expect. It's nowhere near as bad. Well, for me, it's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think a lot of it is just thinking about what could happen, what could go wrong, and how much it's going to hurt, which it didn't at all. Now, the surgery itself, what they did is they took me into a dark room, lay me down on a kind of hospital bed type thing. There was a big machine next to it. They do the tests on your eyes that you've already had done at your consultation, just to double check that they were accurate, which they were. And after discussing what's going to happen with you, they turn off the lights in the room, and the machine moves over your eye, and it puts some pressure on it. It's kind of like when you push down, not really hard, but just apply some moderate pressure, and you can feel that up against you, and it is a little bit disconcerting, but it doesn't hurt at all, so you don't feel any pain from that. I think that's just testing how resilient your eyes are. I don't know for sure. And then they made the cut, which you can't feel. I didn't feel that at all. I didn't even know they'd done it, because they'd put numbing drops in my eyes, so I had absolutely no sensation apart from a feeling of numbness. So I didn't know when they made the cut in my cornea, and made the flap, absolutely no feeling whatsoever. Then straight away they actually do the laser part, which lasts about 7 seconds. So that's really brief, and it's nowhere near as bad as you imagine. Basically what happens is you look into the laser, kind of like when you're looking down a telescope, and you see a little blinking orange light, and the laser does its stuff. You can have a smell of gas, and there's quite a loud noise while it's going on. So that can be a bit scary, but it didn't actually hurt at all. I didn't feel any pain whatsoever. And while you're looking at the laser, it goes all black, and you think, oh God, why has it gone all black? And then suddenly the little blinking light comes back. It's been there the whole time, obviously. While the laser's going, you just can't see anything. And when it comes back, instantly you can see it clearer than you could do beforehand. So you can tell straight away whether it's been successful or not. So I was really impressed with that. They then turned over and did the same on the other eye, and it was exactly the same, no sensation. Obviously they put the numbing drops in as well. And then they said, right, here you go, put you in a room to recover for 15 minutes, which was absolutely fine. I was just sat there, I could see okay. Everything was a little bit cloudy. I would say it was similar to when you go swimming in goggles and there's a slight cloudiness to your vision. That's what it looks like for a short while. So I had that, had a little look round, a little walk around the Optical Express waiting areas, for example, and I could instantly notice that my vision was quite a lot better. The lights seemed quite a lot brighter than they were beforehand, but that was absolutely fine. Didn't hurt or anything. So then they came out after a little while and said, right, now you want to put your sunglasses on and go and have a walk for 15 minutes outside. I presume that's just to see if your eyes can adjust, etc. So I met up with my girlfriend and we had a little walk around for 15 minutes, which was, it was really good because you could see all the things you couldn't see before. You could see all the way down the street and see the distance, all the signs in the shops. I really enjoyed it. But when you do this, the thing I'd mostly recommend is to stay in the shadows. Don't go out in the sunlight because you're so sensitive to light. If you step out of the shadows, then you'll feel pain in your eyes. Not searing pain or anything. It's just you're so susceptible to the light that it just stings. So go straight back in the shadows instead. That's what I really recommend to people that they haven't mentioned to you during your walk around. Basically act like a vampire, not from Twilight. And then you went back in afterwards and they did a little check on your eyes. They did a swab thing, which basically, this was the weirdest part for me. They kind of brush your eyes. You feel a brush against your eyes and you can see it coming in. So you could see the brush coming in like that and brushing your eyes. That was quite strange, but it didn't hurt or anything like that. And then you talk to whoever did the operation. That was Mrs. McGraw, sorry. And yeah, she was really good. She said it was completely successful. They give you a few things to take away. They give you this drop, which is called Blink, and basically that makes your eyes wet. So you put that in whenever your eyes are feeling dry. And they give you these two as well. Basically, they're two different ones. You have to take them 4 times a day, and they just help you heal and prevent infections. So they're worth doing. I think they don't sting when you put them in. It's just you have to get used to it. I pretty much had to have someone else put them in my eyes because I'm used to doing it, and I automatically close my eyes. They don't sting when you put them in, but just I would recommend having someone else around for the first couple of days and take a couple of days off work if you can. Just because your eyes, they don't hurt, they're just a bit sensitive. Now the worst thing for me about the whole experience, other than the nerves, was at night you have to wear goggles. Now when you sleep, obviously in your sleep, you don't think about it, but naturally you rub your eyes. You can't do that after you've had laser eye surgery because it could dislodge or undo the work that's been done. So you have to wear these wonderful things. Well, these are lovely goggles. I hate them. They're really uncomfortable, and this was the worst thing about the whole experience. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, so they really suck. It's really difficult to lie down at night because they just get in your way. And out of the whole laser eye experience, wearing goggles at night was the most annoying thing for me. I didn't feel any pain at any other point. It was all nerves. So that's it really. I don't really have much else to say. It's a really good experience. I've had regular checkups. It's been exactly a week since I had the operation. I've been to the Bournemouth branch 3 times and had a checkup with a lady there. She's really good as well, really nice and friendly. I'd really strongly recommend it to anybody that's considering it. Don't worry about the pain because it's nowhere near as bad as you think it is. And just, you may as well go for a free consultation because you've got nothing to lose. That's about it really. If you want, I've got vouchers which give £150 off. So if you're tempted, I'll put a little code in the video description. Use them, and yeah, I'd recommend the whole experience. Cheers, good luck, bye.